What's up, world? Today is day 2 of the 10-day album cover challenge, and I want to talk to you about one of my favorites. It's by it's by Muddy Waters, and it's called Electric Mud. This album is like one of the coolest things I've ever heard. But I originally heard of it from a documentary by Martin Scorsese called The Blues, and it was this like multi-part series that he did, but one part just exclusively covers Chess Records, which is one of the most influential and really like the kingpin of the Chicago blues electric guitar blues style. So in the documentary, they start talking about how in the late 60s, Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters, like, these guys are blues legends, but their style was starting to go it was losing its pop appeal, and they weren't selling as many records as they had been previously. So Chess Records said, how do we take, the magic of what you guys do and revive it? How do we make it something new? So what they did is they called in this band called Rotary Connection, and some of the members ended up playing like improvised funk, psychedelic funk actually, behind Muddy Waters. So this record is like a mix of psychedelic, funk, and blues, and it's badass. There's no way around saying it. So essentially, a lot of people who are like blues purists, they really hate this album. And Muddy Waters, actually himself, he hates this album. And Chess Records, they did the same thing with Howlin' Wolf. And really, it was a money ploy. They wanted to make more money, but these records were worth it because, I'm listening to it today. But Howlin' Wolf's record that they made with the Rotary Connection, it's called the Howlin' Wolf album, really creative. And the cover's just white with black writing on it, and it says, "This is Howlin' Wolf's new album. He doesn't like it, and he didn't like his electric guitar at first either." And that's the cover of the album, which I think is an interesting marketing ploy. If they wanted to sell more records, they're saying on the front of it, the guy who made it doesn't even like it. But it doesn't matter because these records have huge lasting value. So essentially from there, Electric Mud, what really made me want to sit through and listen and give it a real good listen was that in that blues documentary, Martin Scorsese brought in a bunch of hip-hop artists who were like, this is the best blues record of all time. This is what I grew up listening to. And it's like Chuck D from Public Enemy just raving about this album. So I was like, all right, I got to go give it a listen, and damn glad that I did. So for me, the influence that it's had on me, I would say it's mainly with my lead guitar playing. Essentially, like, the lead guitar all the way through this album is just playing these crazy riffs, and it works almost like a second voice side by side with Muddy singing to create this magical record. It's something else. So my experience with this record, essentially, like, I turn it on and I just lose track of what song I'm even listening to because it puts you in a hypnotized zone. But by far my favorite track is called She's Alright. It just has this really continuous riff that's just like so like that, essentially, and it has these cool slow drums behind it, and it just continuously builds up and up and up, and then it goes into this wild lead guitar solo. It's doing all this funkiness, and then it just comes right back to and then it does the same thing. It repeats it again, and it goes into this wild guitar solo, and midway through the solo, the second one, maybe the third, I don't know, but all of the other instruments cut out, and it's just the lead guitar playing this wild, funky, noodling kind of business, and eventually you hear the bass come back in, and it's playing a different song, but you'll recognize it right away, because it's just going bum 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 bum, and before you know it, the lead guitar shifts into the lead vocal line from My Girl. And you're listening to these guys improvise their own version of this classic Temptations song. And it's just, it's something you've never heard before. I definitely would recommend going ahead and giving it a listen. Even if you just listen to that one track, it's really cool. So, once again, thanks to Paul Jennings. You know, I love talking about music, and I'm really enjoying this challenge. So, I'm actually going to do a video for the remaining days in the challenge. If you guys like them, let me know, because you know, I'd like to continue doing this if this is something that people are interested in. And hey, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a big smile on your face. Have a great rest of your day.